So when we come to breaking in the shoes, or as I like to say now, pre-weakening them or softening them before we start using them, it's very important to do this before we start doing too many rises. Now, some people advocate that you should break in the shoes on your feet, and I understand why they say this, because their justification is that you should be strong enough to work the shoe on your foot by having enough foot strength. However, if you break them in on your feet, the break point will tend to happen a little bit lower than we want. So when we're looking at the shank of the shoe, when it first comes out of the box, it's one consistency the whole way through. If we wear this in class, it will tend to weaken in the middle part of the shank. This means that when we're up on full point, it will sink down in the middle and it won't be as supportive. Ideally, we want to pre-weaken it just underneath the heel break, so it gives you a really nice lift out of the shoe. And if we pre-weaken it before use, then when you use the shoe, it will continue to weaken in that same spot. So I'm a big advocate of doing it a little bit just up under the heel and a little bit in the ball of the foot. Now, I also do like looking at where the nails are in a shoe, because if we have a nail through the center, this is great. It's going to hold the center part of the shoe still, which is where we want it to have longevity. Sometimes, however, when you look at a shoe, even of the same style, the nail will be up more in the heel area. If it's in the heel area, this won't be able to slide on itself and it'll tend to move as one spot. This will shift the break point down a little bit. So if you do notice a nail through the heel when you're buying your shoes, put that shoe back on the shelf. See if you can find one which has the nails a little bit lower down. Ideally, if we're looking at where the nails are in the shoe, we want one just below the heel break and one just up from where the demi point is, or where you'll really roll through. This will help keep the center part of the shoe stable, allow you to articulate through the ball of the foot and up underneath the heel. So we're going to show how I like to weaken in those two areas. So Sienna's just going to pop up into standing, and you want to make sure you've got any padding that you will be using in those shoes on at the same time. Just place the foot in the shoe with the back of the shoe pulled back. Now when it's straight out of the box, there'll be quite a gap between the foot and the sole of the shoe. I like to feel around the heel, find that highest kind of juiciest part of the foot, find where that is on the shoe and take your foot out. Super. Then I interlock my fingers around the back of the shoe, placing my thumbs on the front. I very gently roll in the heel just down till that point. Now you shouldn't hear too much crackling. If you hear a lot of cracking, that shoe may have been on the shelf for a long time and the glue has become a little drier. So just keep an eye out for that. Yep. We want to have a nice rounded area and not come down too deep. Just place your foot back in there. Yep. We want to make it beautiful, so it really snuggles up under the heel. This combined with where we've put these ribbons will really help shape the shank of the shoe to your foot. Take that out again. To do the ball of the foot, I place both thumbs in and again interlocking my fingers over the back. I do a gentle press down. Now some shoes are a little bit stiffer through this area. Grishkos tend to last quite a while, so a little bit firmer through there. We just want to create enough flexion that you can roll through and come back up. Try that on. Super. Yep. And then press down through the demi point. Beautiful. Yep. And then pop back up. So we just want to make sure that we're softening it a little. Pop the foot out and then we'll pop that shoe on. Just gently tie that on. Super. Perfect. And then if we just pop up into standing and peel through the foot, you'll see that we can work through the demi point. Beautiful. Then use the doming that we've worked on to peel all the way up. Because of where we've put the elastics, this will shape the shoe really nicely. then keep lifted through the front, come down through that high 3/4 point, beautiful, and then all the way down. You won't hit a perfect high 3/4 point in any shoe, yeah? And again, really peeling through that, pointing the ankle, beautiful, then peeling up, using your strength to shape the front of the shoe, and then coming back down. And if we prepare the shoe in this way, then the dancer is going to have a much easier time of getting up onto that high rise when they start doing their class work.